Okay, I'm going to quickly teach you how to copy edit a news article. So this says article, but I want to specifically talk about news articles. And so we talked about AP style last week. So this week we're talking about copy editing. And I found this on the internet and it's being funny. It's a joke. But it showed a little bit of what copy editing is before we jump into it. It's these little symbols, and you might have seen them before, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about them. But yes, so like this is getting rid of the ed, and this is capitalizing the y, this is adding in an a, and adding in a period. So, and a comment. So, here we go. Okay, so the objective is, like I said, that students will learn how to copy edit and proofread a news article, which honestly, copy editing and proofreading are really similar. They're basically the same thing. Copy editing is when you actually make the like the red marks, and proofreading is reading, kind of seeing the bigger picture, and they're both important. And so, and we're going to learn about the proofreading editing symbol. So, hello, that's me underlining. Okay, and like I said in the introduction, every journalist will experience copy editing at least 20 times in their career. 20 times. That is not a real stat, but I do want to emphasize how important copy editing is for journalists. And like I said, think about the AP style and apply it as much as you can to the drafts that you copy edit. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So proofreading, like I said, is you just kind of read it. So this is proofreading over here, but we're gonna focus on not so much that, but we're focusing on these two little sections. So, and this is kind of the order we're gonna go in, and I will talk those through real quick. So, number one is the stuff that's just in yellow. So you're going to be kind of doing a bird's eye view, and I really like this. So rewriting for clarity. You're gonna make sure it's clear. You're gonna make sure it's standard English, nothing crazy going on. Make sure that it makes sense. Maybe do some fact checking, and make sure they're referencing the right people in their article. Just read it. Don't worry about the nitty gritties quite yet, your first read through. And then your second read through, you're going to be actually making those little red marks we were talking about because you're focusing on spelling and punctuation and capitalization, typos. Oh, hello. And yeah, so this is basically copy editing in a nutshell, is you look at it from the bigger perspective and then you make the smaller edits, but they're both important. Okay, I really like this. I found this online, and these are the 20 most common AP style mistakes. And so this might be a really helpful thing for you to have while you are copy editing someone's paper. So once you've gone through and make sure it all makes sense, make sure to make sure that the quotes go in a paragraph by themselves. Make sure that when you say like said this person, make sure it goes after the first sentence rather than at the very end. That's a big mistake. And then you said, a lot of people say exclaimed. They try to make it dramatic. Said is totally sufficient for news writing. And then, except for when there's like a title. So make sure that you say Smith said. But if it's a title, use said President William Staples, if that makes sense. And then lowercase titles when they're used after the name right here. Like up above it would be President William Staples. Here it would be, if you're just saying this, then don't capitalize that president. Use their first and last name always, and then on second reference only use their last name. We don't do this. We don't do Mr. and Mrs. Doctor, unless it's a medical doctor, because we're not the New York Times. The New York Times does that, but no one else does that anymore. And then don't write out months. You need to abbreviate them as sept. So if you just Google this, you'll see a lot of them, but I really like just the top ones. I thought those are the most important. Okay, and these are important. So these are the symbols that I want you to be using. So there are a ton, there are so many, but the ones that I've highlighted are the ones that I think are the most important, and you're gonna see a lot. Obviously, this is to delete, so you want to remove something, like let's say I wanted to remove copy editing, and maybe I just want copy editing and symbols. I would go like this, and I would take those out, and voila, that means I want to delete them. Maybe copy editing is one word, it's not, but if it was, I would close it up like this, and that's this one. And then delete and close the gap, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, insert. This one's so you can insert something, like maybe you say you want to insert a word right here. You'd say like maybe good. Maybe you'll say good symbols. I mean, obviously you wouldn't put that. I'm just showing an example. You can do it below. You can do it above. If there's more room up here, wherever there's room, that's where you insert. If there's not a space and there should be, you do a hashtag. And then transpose, maybe it just doesn't make sense. I like what they did here. They just kind of showed like this N should be right here. Lowercase, like let's say we want to lowercase that E, cross it out. And then if you want to capitalize things, now so like if we want to capitalize this S, would underline it 3 times. And then right here you can see this example of capitalizing the first letter. And then maybe you did this and you're like, oh, actually it was right how it was before. If you just write stet, that puts it back. So that just means, just kidding, I want to leave it how it was. And then new paragraph, and then moving something to a new position. So maybe you wanted symbols at the beginning, and you circle it, move it back up here. So, yeah, so basically, that is just some of the markups that all editors use, and they know how it works. So hopefully you get as much practice as you can using them, and so that you can at least identify them when other people use them. And then voila, when all else fails, keep calm and follow AP style. So if you have a question, there's no shame in Googling. Go and Google it and make sure that it is following AP style. If you're not sure, you can ask Google, ask me, ask whoever, but as long as you're doing AP style, you should be doing it right. So good luck.